Welcome back, troops. Let's have 59. Well, just after the weekend, we just had that storm, Dara, come through, whatever it's called, Derek. Now, what's the name of it? I can't remember. Anyway, it's come through. It's given us a bit of a kicking. Various parts of the UK got smashed. I think 2 people died, unfortunately. But up here on the East Coast, I don't think we've got it quite so bad as some of the people in Wales. I know my mate Mike down in Wales was sending me videos when the storm was coming through Friday and Saturday. They look quite rough. How do they name these storms? Who comes up with that idea? Anyway, I think all storms should be named after a woman, after women's names. And I'll tell you why. I want to get ribbed for this, I'm sure, but it's only a joke. Don't take it serious. Should name them after women, because when they come, they're wet and wild. And when they've gone, they've taken your house and your car. We've been lucky here, though. In fact, getting near the house now, I'll show you how we got away quite lightly compared to some people. At least the roof of the house is still on. But we've lost a few fence panels. So if there's any fencers out there want to come up and give me an hand, try and put my fence back together. So a butcher's hook. So we didn't really get it bad here until Saturday night. It was blowing a hoolie here, and I could hear stuff banging around in the garden. I think the bins went flying. I had to go on litter patrol on Sunday morning, try and recover all the mess. So I'll switch around so you can have a look. It isn't that bad, actually. So this part of the fencing has survived. This all done all right, I suppose, until we get to here. There's first lot. That's gone. The gate's got blown to bits. The poor old sign, look. So we got smashed out to tie the gate back up together. And then you see it from this side. Normally I have to go through the gate. I can walk through the fence panels now. But we lost a couple of panels here as well. So they've come down. So I've got 3 panels here and these double gates. That's what smashed us. So a bit lucky, really. Can't moan too much, the roof is still on. Now, get onto the video at last, he says, waffling away. It's a bit windy, so I might go indoors to finish this off. Christmas in the army. Now, what used to happen with us was, out in Germany certainly, you couldn't all get Christmas leave because I think we had to keep a certain number of troop levels out in BAOR. So Christmas leave, I think, was mostly, not exclusively, but mostly given. UK leave from Germany was given to the married guys so they could come home for Christmas to their families. Not all of it, but mostly. I know I had 7 straight years in Germany, never had a Christmas home, 7 years as a single guy. So I didn't get home at Christmas. All my Christmas in Germany, I thought it was brilliant. Now, if you're a single soldier living in camp, on Christmas morning, because we had 8-man rooms or whatever they were, we weren't in travel lodge style rooms they've got now. Let's get indoors. We were in 8-man rooms, and which I thought was great because it gave you that sense of togetherness, camaraderie. You're all in there together. Kick the boots off and trace around and go mad. And I thought it was really good. Christmas morning, what used to happen was the senior ranks would come round the rooms, round the single guys' rooms, and they'd have a Norgie, big Norwegian container, thermos container. We called it a Norgie, a Norwegian container, big green thing. And that'd be full of very strong tea, strong sweet tea, laced heavily with rum. And they called it gunfire. And they'd come round with a ladle. Everyone had a black plastic mug or a green plastic mug by your bedside. You knew it was coming. Obviously, Christmas Eve, if you weren't on duty, you was all out drinking or whatever. So now it's sparrows far early on Christmas Day in the morning. And in they'd come, kicking the doors open, putting the lights on. Merry Christmas. Straight up to your pit space. Get your mug out, son. You get your black plastic mug out or your green plastic mug or whatever. And they'd ladle, a big ladle of this scalding hot, red coloured tea laced with rum. It was minging. No one really drunk it. You had a quick mouthful of it. And that was about it. That was on Christmas morning. But leading up, prior to that, let's take this pack off now, I'm indoors. Prior to that, before you actually broke up for your Christmas leave, even if you're staying in Germany, they would have a Christmas dinner in the cookhouse. And again, the officers and the senior ranks would serve you. I mean, normally you go down to the cookhouse and you have to queue up for your dinner and go along the hot plate, get your meal and sit down. But on this particular day, on this Christmas lunch day, the senior ranks, you'd come in, there'd be a few streamers, a couple of balloons up maybe, and you'd sit down at your table in the cookhouse, pull your cracker, put your party out on, and then the senior ranks come round with a plate of dinner, turkey dinner, and stick that down in front of you, and you'd all be having a few beers and having your Christmas lunch, served by the officers and senior ranks. Now, I know a lot of you remember that, and I know that a lot of you remember it always ended up in a bit of a food fight. Somebody would lob a roast potato or a lump of stuffing at one of the senior ranks, one of the officers. They'd lob something over, then they'd hit another table and they'd throw, and it ended up in a massive food fight, which I always thought was a bit of a laugh. So that was your Christmas dinner, if you like, your lunch. Now I'm going to just put this camera up so I can see if I can stand it up a bit because I can't multitask. So that was your Christmas dinner, your Christmas lunch, if you like. But I suppose a lot of that, I can't get this right, can I? I suppose a lot of that has probably gone. But I would like to hear from any lads or lasses that are serving in the armed forces now, and let me know if you still have that sort of Christmas lunch before you break up over the Christmas period, if the officers and the seniors still come round and serve you a Christmas lunch. And also, if any of you are stuck in camp actually on Christmas Day and you're not on duty, do they come round in the morning? Probably not, can't do it these days, but do they come round and serve you a bit of gunfire out of a Norwegian food container? I'd be very interested to know if that still happens. But yeah, Christmas in the British Army, certainly out in Germany in the 80s and 90s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and I'm sure before my time in the 60s as well, that's what used to happen. And it was great times. So that's it all for this video. Got some more stuff coming up actually before Christmas. I had a couple of people ask me to do some on air rifles or air weapons. I've still got a couple of those. I've done some previous videos on air weapons, but I'm going to cover a couple more leading up to Christmas, because any women watching this, the lads want an air rifle for Christmas. It's a Christmas present idea. So we'll chat about those in a little while. If you're new to my channel, you haven't subscribed, do me a favour, give me a Christmas present, subscribe, consider it. So I'm not saying do it, I'm saying consider it. But until next time, troops, stay safe. Remember, let's tab.